Hello and welcome back to Retro Rampage. We're here with episode 53, and we're continuing our horror month with an absolute classic and one of my favorite game series of all time. We're talking about Doom.
The whole series.
We're playing.
Fantastic.
We're playing the first Doom here. We're gonna play the first episode.
Ultimate Doom.
Yes, sir. That was the rebranded package of
the original Doom, of course.
But this is the game that set off the first-person genre. After id got finished with Wolfenstein, John Carmack said, "You know what? I can do this better," and immediately got to work on a new engine. And this was the result of that work.
We owe a lot of thanks to the Doom series.
If you've ever played and enjoyed a single first-person shooter, thank John Carmack and the rest of the team at id Software because they made it happen. The music in this game is fucking killer. And back in 1993, this was scary as shit. Especially when, like, you first come into this room and there's something whipping fireballs at you and you can't quite see it. It's up on a balcony and you're like, what the fuck is that? Oh my god, I'm on fire.
Classic reiteration of Metallica's Master of Puppets.
Yeah, all of the music in the first Doom game is essentially just a slightly different facsimile of an existing song. Because what happened was John Romero went to Bobby Prince with a stack of, at the time, cassette tapes and said, "Here, make it sound like this." Lo and behold, he left him with a stack of cassettes with bands like Metallica, Pantera, Slayer, Alice in Chains, all kinds of different bands. So a lot of songs you might say, wow, that's familiar. That's because it is a damn near exact copy of something that already exists.
So the original Doom came out in 93. Then the shareware came out in 94, I think, right?
The shareware was out at launch, and
okay, it was out at launch. It was just the first episode.
Yeah, it was the first episode, and there was actually a point in time where there were more copies of Doom shareware installed than there were copies of Windows.
And that's awesome.
Which is
random accountants playing Doom all day.
Yeah, I mean, there were accountants and bankers and programmers, IT departments all across the country that were staying up after hours playing Doom in their office, playing local deathmatch. Which this game is where the term deathmatch even originated.
It was coined.
So, there were a lot of firsts that came along with this game, and there was a lot of controversy as well. You already had things going on with, Mortal Kombat and things like that about violence, and Doom really took that to the next level, because it was the first-person experience. You're this unnamed Marine plowing through hordes of enemies. I mean, I'm playing on an easier difficulty just for the sake of my sanity. But, I mean, this game gets tough, and, in some of those later levels, the enemies get numerous.
There it is, the Ghostbuster backpack. It's always a good
the proton pack.
Yeah, it's always a good thing to see at the end of a Doom level.
It's always a great sign. And this little map right here for, like, the next level, I always thought this was really badass.
I mean, everything about Doom, the sound effects, the monsters, I mean, it sticks with a lot of gamers' heads. I mean, there was a lot of stuff about this game that I'll never forget. A lot of it just randomly permeates my daily life, still to this day.
Yeah, like when you're weightlifting.
Well, there was this one time I was benching downstairs, and I struggled a bit, and I did that. And it was unintentional, and I made myself laugh so bad that I almost dropped the bar and killed myself. But the fact that I grunted like the Doom guy.
He made the exact Doom guy grunt.
That was fun. I still laugh about it to this day. I almost died, but it was totally worth it. And you had the moving truck incident.
Yeah, I was driving to, I think I was on my way to Next Level Games, and I saw a U-Haul truck that said, "Rent me hourly." But my brain just decided to parse it as "hurt me plenty," which is one of the difficulty selections in this game. So it's unavoidable.
Yeah.
It's unavoidable. I mean, I've spent countless hours playing this game and actually making maps for this game, which has really been a thing since the game even came out. Because after Doom was released, there were a lot of people that were making their own custom maps, and there were 2 expansions that were licensed by id Software, which is TNT and the Plutonium Experiment.
So we released it. They also made a PlayStation version of just Final Doom had the compilation and everything, and they made it for another system, I think. But that's pretty cool that they actually used it, fans on people's.
Yeah, it was community-made maps, and they posted them on. I think Doom World was a thing at the time. They posted them up on Doom World, and the staff at id Software played them and were like, "Wow, these are really fucking good." So they actually got in contact with the guys and were like, "Hey, we want to license your maps out," and that's how we were able to purchase those 2 map packs.
Well, Doom 2 Hell on Earth is pretty similar to Doom 1. A lot of just more just added levels, 1 more extra weapon, 1 more extra enemy.
Yeah, they added in the Arch Vial and the Super Shotgun, which is the double-barreled shotgun.
Freaking classic. The glove,
which is
putting the fucking bullets.
Oh, yeah.
The shells.
Yeah, and Doom 2 had an entirely different soundtrack, whereas this game, it's more hard rock, heavy metal type shit, whereas in Doom 2, I think they were going more for like an atmospheric kind of sound, so it's not as heavy or faster paced.
Proton back.
Yeah, there it is.
Speaking of Doom 2, let's check out Doom 2. Now that the toxin refinery is completed.
So Doom 2, for the most part, is a lot of the same, except for the addition of this bad boy right here, which is a fucking classic. There it is,
and
the hand with the glove.
Who's a complete prick.
Ah, yeah, he's a fucking pain in the ass. This is the last boss of Doom 2, which is really interesting because when you enter this room, you hear a sound clip, and it sounds just like satanic gibberish. But what it actually is it's a recording that says, "To win the game, you must kill me, John Romero," who is the director of Doom 2. So when you come in here, just listen to the clip, and then just imagine that that's actually what it is. And actually, if you go inside the brain of the massive icon of sin up there, the last boss that you actually kill, because you have to get up on that large platform and shoot rockets in there, it's actually John Romero's head on a pike, and that's how you actually win the game.
So you defeat him literally.
So you literally defeat him to win.
But the only way to see his face is using like
you have to no clip in there. So here's a quick clip of John Romero's head on a stick.
In the midst of all the PC madness, there was a lot of console ports of this game, which some were pretty good. The Super Nintendo port was pretty good. Jaguar had a port that, for some reason, had no music.
Silent Doom.
Silent Doom. We had a Saturn port. We had a PlayStation port, which added a kind of a mix of Ultimate Doom and Doom 2. And then there's this. The 32X version of Doom, which sounds absolutely terrible. Minimal lighting effects, smaller screen resolution.
Shit frame rate.
Yeah.
And the controls are fucking abysmal.
So there were some ups and downs. I mean, every console tried to get their hand in port. There was even a Game Boy Advance port of Doom, which is actually a lot better than this.
Like, see, in this room, that imp should be barely fucking visible. This texture's pretty fucking plainly obvious. Yeah. At least it's semi-hidden in the other ports, but Christ.
So, it's a pretty, I guess, faithful port, you could say, but just quality-wise, I mean, you can't blame them. They even had a Game.com version of Doom, didn't they?
Yeah.
That little ass
that
tiger
little
handheld.
Trash handheld, yeah.
So, yeah, this is just terrible.
Yeah, because in order to fit it on the cartridge, they had to sacrifice a lot of things. And the one reason why the music's so fucking butt is that the guy that did the sound didn't really use the 32X's extra sound channels, so it was still relying heavily on the Genesis. The fucking piece de resistance is this fucker right here. That sounds like garbled shit.
Thank God I'm entering level 2. This shit sounds terrible.
I would rather play the Jaguar version with no music than
At
play this.
least they understand where they stood.
They're like, you know what? We probably can't emulate the music too well, so let's just fucking leave it in.
How about we fast forward to the future to Doom 3 where things got interesting?
Things got better. Alright, so Doom 3 obviously took Doom in a much darker and more story-driven area. This guy just got fucked by a lost soul, so he's gonna turn and come at me.
We went the route of Halo and Red Faction and all the other story-driven shooters, which is not a bad thing. I mean, everything has to evolve.
And a guy pops out of here, or down there, maybe. I don't know. I'm going this way.
This game's much more fucking scary than the older games, but it's...
We're under attack by an unknown enemy force. Fall back to Marine HQ to regroup.
Much anticipated, though. A lot of people were banking on this game. And it destroyed a lot of PCs when it came out. It was not an easy game to run.
Well, what's crazy is that despite the fact that it had, like, incredible graphics, like, you could still run it on lower settings on, like, mid-range PCs of the day, which was really cool because, yeah, I mean, you're not getting all the fucking gorgeous light bloom and high-resolution textures and stuff, but you could at least play it. And I'll tell you what, even with the shit textures, it's still fucking terrifying.
Oh, the flashlight adds to it as well.
Yeah. The PC community quickly made a mod that fucking... Yeah, I knew you were coming, champ.
Resident Evil 1 zombie.
Yeah. Slow, bumbling idiot. Take that.
I guess you could say this game plays at a slower, much slower pace than original Dooms, where you can kind of run
Who the
around
fuck?
and do shit.
Where did you come from, faceless Frank?
Fwank from Loaded.
Frank from Loaded got his face eaten off. Wait for the fucking bridge to extend.
The only bad thing that came in this game, though, was the terrible, terrible Doom movie that came out with The Rock and all that shit in it.
Yeah, that was an atrocity to cinema. But we're just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, that's a discussion for a whole different day.
Oh yeah, of course you can still use a fucking pistol. Frick. Yeah, shit just starts biffing. That guy gets and the AI, even though by today's standards it isn't anything to write home about, it's still obnoxious enough where like like they hide behind crates and shit.
They get a little smarter this time. They don't just sit there and make noises at you.
Yeah, they don't just
or
go
lower from random platforms when you walk into a certain area.
Get out of my face.
Walk out. Get out your fleshlight.
Yeah, get out my fucking pocket, pussy.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it's awful. Fuck.
Very atmospheric, though.
Yeah, scan the PD. Yes, it's very atmospheric.
The original Dead Space, Doom 3.
Yeah, pretty much. They kind of... Oh, get out of my shit, dude. This guy's got a
Fuck
fucking...
you, Corporal Hicks. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, Undead Hicks got a shotty. Just wrecked my shit, dude. Is there another one?
Yeah.
You son of a bitch.
Resident Evil 1 zombie. Opening shit cinematic in the mansion.
Oh, thanks for leaving me 4 shells, Hicks. And I got 7 fucking bullets for my pea shooter.
Wasted them all in that elevator scene when he was trying to get the hell out of there.
Yeah, pretty much. Gonna have to resort to fucking beating guys with the fleshlight.
Overpriced mail order.
And that's not pretty.
Sexual device.
Here's our first Grimp. And these guys are real pricks in this game too, because they fucking like lunge at you and shit. And I'm probably gonna like
fireball
die
patterns are a little more hectic.
Yeah, I'm literally gonna have to start punching dudes. And I'm hurting.
You got some shells now. Pocket full of shells.
Yeah, I'll rally around their families. It's alright.
Well, this is pretty much the gist of Doom 3. It's slower paced, horrifying.
Yeah, they went more for the survival horror aspect of it. Like, there's not just fucking med kits and shit floating around. I went the wrong way. But yeah, there's not just med kits floating around. There's not just ammo all over the place. You really have to be conservative with your shots, which I have not been. I've kind of just been like blasting everything. But this game really took the horror element to an entire new level, and this is what really set the stage for games like Dead Space and stuff, which we referenced earlier.
Now to rewind back a bit, we have to check out the PS1 version of Doom, which was a collector's edition of Doom, which had a lot of differences compared to a lot of the other ports. some extra levels, which we're showing you right now, which is this level just cracks me the fuck up.
This is Club Doom.
Fantastic. A strip club full of remnants.
Just punching air.
Get their dance on.
Oh God! Oh God! He saw me. He saw me.
You did not tip him well enough.
No, I did not.
Now, but this version had a lot of cool added-on levels, which made it interesting. It actually runs on an advanced version of the Jaguar engine, which is weird enough. But this was actually the primary version of Doom besides the SNES version that I played. Now, Ryan is more into the PC version, but this is mostly what I played. So there's a lot of cool differences to play this first and actually play the original Ultimate Doom and Doom 2 and playing this. Because this game just kind of mends the two of them, adds the levels, and yep, you're getting kicked out because you just took a nap.
We gotta go back in because the music is just fucking priceless.
You gotta go back in. You gotta pick up your friend.
It's priceless. Yeah, I gotta go save Joey G from Club Doom.
This cuts in right here. Trent Reznor would be proud. It's too good. It's too good.
Yeah, and this engine actually has like colored sectors and cool shit like that, which is a very nifty feature, which is now insanely easy with the source ports that are out nowadays. But this was a really cool feature of the PS1.
This is a cool version to check out. Especially, it's pretty cheap. It's only like probably $15 to grab the PS1 version. You get a long box copy, but definitely grab this one and just check out the differences. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a fun little romp through a nifty console.
If you're tired of the
Doom
PC
2.
versions, grab
Yeah.
this.
So all in all, the Doom series is one of the most important, I think, in the history of gaming. And I think it's definitely one of my favorites. I mean, I've spent hours playing many of the fucking different ports of Doom. Whether they were terrible or not. I mean, they had their ups and downs. But it's definitely a good time and definitely something very worthy of Horror Month.
Very worthy. Oh, I hate Pin.
Just spawning lost souls endlessly. Here he is.
Hooker bot.
Fat Ubis.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, he died. Yeah, he died.
Mega bot. He bought shit me.
Terrible Krang. Douchebag. Cyber Demon. Metal Leg. Yeah, you're done. That's all that's left. The hoof.
We'll end this note with the suicide note.
So until next time, keep it old school.
Peace.